Hey guys, what it be, what it do? You don't need a clock to know what time it is. It's reactin' time. And today we got another day, another banger. It's Gordan Miney versus Minia Child. I believe, if my memory serves me right, this is the next sort of lineup in the franchise, and just like last time, I'm going into this blind as a bat. So we'll see what happens. As for pre-game thoughts, I've heard of Gordan Miney before, but not Minia Child. I think Minia Child is the way they're presented is kind of like a older female version of Gordan Miney. That's my guess, but I guess we'll find out. Let's jump right into it. Okay. Okay. Someone's cooking.
Epic mind battles
of
of block
What a
placery.
transition.
Gordan Miney versus
Down a bit.
Minia Child. And that's how you make a perfect mine
Okay.
shaft, right? Minia Child, look into the end portal. I got Act 12 in her eyes, and you should be grateful, because I'm in the fucking nether. Got all these endermen to kill. Get my armor enchanted and my mine torch lit.
Okay, he's hitting the ground running here. You know what I mean? Just like the constant, like, they've got like the flow to boot, you know what I'm saying? Like they're really like, they're starting with a lot of boasts, right? And they're, for one, they're saying like they're responsible for being able to go fight the Ender Dragon because they're the one with the 12 Ender Eyes, right? And and you know what I mean? It's just they're starting off on top, but we'll see where this goes.
I'm a zombie killer, you're a piece of mode map. I got nether right, you a golden pickaxe. I'm rolling in diamonds like mining, I'm hollering. And I'm mining on you like I'm strip mined and tolerant.
Ooh. What a fucking deep cut. They're saying that, like, because strip mines are, like, the most basic way to mine, right? You know, you can go cave diving, you can branch mine, whatever, but strip mining is, like, basic. And that's what he's basically saying, is he's sort of an upper class miner, you know what I mean? And he's he's criticizing Mania Child for being a strip miner, and you know they're saying, like, you know, you're classic, because like I said, they're an older version, right? So they're using old methods of mining, and he's basically saying that that's like inferior, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, isn't that a wonderful mine? A grumpy little crafter who thinks he can mine enough blocks to justify digging up the diamond loving green of the Dan TDM.
Ooh, that's interesting. So what they're saying is, like, you know, they're older, right? So they came before Dan TDM, and they're saying that Dan TDM like followed in their footsteps for being a diamond enthusiast, a diamond appreciator, if you will. And you know, she's also like saying that as a yeah, I don't remember, but you know what she's getting at here.
I'm hard as bedrock on top of this gold clock. That's one redstone and 4 gold ingots.
So what she's saying here is basically like, you know, Gordon Miney, right, is so focused on mining that they don't know how to craft, and they're basically like laying down the law, because Miney, a child, has like, they were one of the pioneers of crafting, so they're basic. You know, the name doesn't show it, but that's my understanding, is that they're one of the. I did a little research on Miney, Child before getting into this, just sort of like a you know, so I have a point of reference as to who Miney, Child is. And yeah, so they're basically schooling them, like, this is how you craft a clock.
I mined diamonds beautifully and broke blocks dutifully. I reigned supreme from the nether to the stronghold.
Ooh. So basically, I think what they're getting at here, Minia Child, is that like they've beaten the game, right? They went to the Nether, they went to the stronghold and killed the Ender Dragon, and her verse is an end or drag on, and I think that's something to like appreciate and put into the limelight.
I'll go on and mine with that stone pickaxe. And when it comes to breaking blocks, there's one M word, Minecraft. Here's a nice shirt mine. Take 3 onions and 2 sticks. Set a 4-plank table, vlog, old pit.
See, this is exactly what I'm saying. You sit down, like she's saying right here on screen, that like this is how you craft a crafting table, and then before they were saying like that's how you like craft a pickaxe, because Gordan Miney has little to no experience with crafting. Their only focus is mining, and they're like just telling you, right, that this is how you craft. And and when they said there's one M word, Minecraft, and she's reminding Gordan Miney that like crafting is a part of Minecraft, and they're not like, I guess Gordan Miney is neglecting the idea of crafting, I guess. But credit where credit's due. Let me know in the comments if you agree.
Hey, you're a mining crafter, Gordon Ramsay. You couldn't mine your way out of a...
Whoa, Gordon Ramsay. Who the hell is Gordon Ramsay? Isn't their name Gordan Miney? That's interesting. I'll chalk it up to a slip of the tongue, or like a mistake. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments if you know who Gordon Ramsay is. Couldn't mine your way out of a strip mine. That's interesting. Because Gordan Miney said earlier, right around, yeah, right here. I don't know if you can see that on screen. It's a little blurry, but they're saying that he's strip mine intolerant, and you couldn't mine your way out of a strip mine. So what I think is happening here is what this original line meant is that he hates strip mines because he gets lost in them. And I think that's what... Oh, this is like Eminem level writing. Let me know in the comments if you know the layers.
Strip mine, understand me? I mine in place. Your torches you destroy, but fear my dear crafter, there's more coal in my chest. Glad you got that off your golden chest plate. I call you Sunday, but you look more like Craner when the...
Ooh, that's a deep cut. I think what they're saying here is kind of like back in the day, like Sunday and Craner were like a duo, but Sunday was like, it's like Mario and Luigi. Craner is more of like a sidekick, and Mario's the star of the show. So they're basically saying is you think you're the star of the show, but really you're second in command. Second in command to me, because when it comes to mining, you know what I mean? Like they're on top.
The iron pick chef, that's a rhyme, open up on you like it came to the surface. I'm a culinary miner, you're no placer.
Ooh. That's interesting. They're basically saying that, like, they're, what I said earlier is that they're like the king of mining, the forefathers of mining. And they're basically saying that, you're not even a placer. You're nothing. You're not a crafter. You're not a miner. You're not a placer. You're not a mob fighter. I'm assuming that wasn't said, but let me know in the comments if you agree.
Making your mind like a glorified wood pickaxe. Right, fuck it. I have...
Ooh. This is back, like, to what I was saying earlier. Is he's so good at mining that he has so many diamonds he doesn't know what to do with them. Like basically throwing out money, like Mr. Beast style. You know what I mean? Ooh.
Diamonds to waste. Minecraft. I seen him go mine. It sure ain't pretty. 1 part creeper hole, 2 parts pick digging. Can't test me with your crafting recipes. Call your next world. Mastering the art of mining fatigue. I mean, it's rubbish. Look at my mind.
That shit gave me chills. That shit gave me mad chills. Not like number 15. I'm talking about like just straight up chills. Like I'm getting goosebumps. That was crazy. Oh my god. Okay, I'm honestly, what I'm leading into right now is Gordan Miney having the win, because that was crazy.
Right, tell me who the fuck learned to dig straight down. You call this mine lit? There's no torches at all. Now here, take this pickaxe. Now give it back and fuck off. Oh, please, you're...
Okay. It's gonna take a lot for Minia Child to come back from this. But, you know, you never know. She could come back in the fourth quarter. And this is literally the fourth quarter, because it's 4 total, you know, verses. And, you know, Gordan Miney versus Minia Child versus, you know what I mean? That's what you call a double meaning. What is it called again? What do you call it where it's like 2 words that are pronounced the same but they mean different things? Phonics? A phononym? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about.
Your mind's super weak. Concede. I've got diamonds. Fortune 3. Mine.
So they're both claiming that they've got a lot of diamonds, which is interesting. Because, you know, they both have Miney in the name, but Minia is more in the, like, the crafting department. So that's interesting. So I think that, like, they're using their diamonds for, like, maybe a beacon. And, like, that's what they're putting it towards. So they don't have any diamonds for pickaxes to do more mining. And that's why they sort of prioritize crafting and they do a little bit of mining on the side. And I think that's what they're getting at here. You know, this is very layered. Let me know in the comments what she meant by that.
Indeed, you've done well for yourself, but you couldn't make a diamond without help. I could craft TNT with the gunpowder in your chest, but what's that anvil in every room of your...
That's interesting. So they're implying that not only does Gordan Miney, Minia Child, like, blast mine, so that kind of brings into my point that she's not, like, too experienced of a miner. She's more of a crafter, because she crafts the TNT and then she blast mines instead of mining, right? And, you know, and then she leads into, like, why do you have so many anvils? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a golem farm and you're not actually mining, or using a golem farm instead to get your iron? Or is she saying that maybe this is like a compliment, like you're doing so much mining you keep having to repair your tools, or you didn't bother to get mending, and that's sort of like a criticism. I think that's what she's getting at, and, you know, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you know what she's saying here.
You scream at villagers, but the emeralds you're pitching make you the hero of the village they're missing.
Ooh. He's basically saying that he's full of greed and he's just collecting the emeralds, but he's not funding the villages. And, like, and for one, you're not even going to do a raid. You're not going to protect the villages from, because you're so focused on mining, you don't think of the people, right? And I think that's sort of like what you expect from Gordan Miney, I guess. Gordan Miney is that type of person. I met him in LA, and this is what he was telling me.
I'll patch you on your helmet and make it iron for ya. Anything's good enough with diamonds. Booyah. Oh.
Ooh. So I think what she's saying here is, like, again, she has so many diamonds from, like, you know, they're her beacon, that she's saying, like, oh, I have so many diamonds, you might as well make a beacon. And that just makes it good, because it's sort of like gives you street credit, because, like, you know, you put in so much time to mining that you have all these diamonds. But the thing is you can't get diamonds from any other source besides, like, the occasional structure and mining. And I think that's what the blast mining is from, but I can't be for sure because I'm not as experienced with Minia child sort of upbringing than I am Gordan Miney, but you know, whatever.
I'm so glad you shared this time with me. Now break some blocks. Bon appetit.
Exactly. Looks like, hold on. Okay, so she's kind of ending it off with like a banger. She's basically saying that, like, you know what, if you're so focused on mining, just do it. And she's saying bon appetit because, you know, she said earlier that like he doesn't tend to light up his mine, so skeletons are gonna spawn, and the zombies, and the skeletons are gonna come, and bon appetit because the zombies are gonna eat him. And he sort of did that to himself because he's not a very careful miner. He just sort of he mines and then doesn't think of the outside factors, and that's one of the factors. And you know, credit where credit's due. That means Gordan Miney doesn't play on peaceful, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. Credit where credit's due. Let me know in the comments if you think Gordan Miney plays on peaceful.
Now break some blocks. Bon appetit.
Okay, I like this. I like where the sentiment here. All right. So that was pretty good. You know what I mean? It's not like if block hitter versus the other one was like a 9. I'd give that a solid 9. Like block hitter versus Darth Miner. That was what it was. It was like a 9. This is like an 8. I think that the cuts were deeper, but it was sort of, there was less criticism overall. Like what I said with like when block hitter, you know what I mean? He kept repeating the same point in different ways, right? And the blood donor thing is calling me. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's just sort of, I don't know. Well, that was pretty good. We'll watch the next lineup sometime soon, and we'll see what happens.